Abusian Chroma TV GH so in the Yawamo Mensa and the meeting. Bernard Okoye Boye Eddie and DC for at almost smoothness level pa. Eddie or more Aku school in Sembia or Manama Moke Cancer. Yeah, Dr. Bawumia or Philly or your liar near Moke Cancer or Bawumia Untimi and you Muhafono. What they want for more level. What compare Mahama Blana or Abamu to that of a year on Yam for Dr. Bawumia. Na Abusian Vice President no just a new Maclano head of Ubia obey president or now better Ghana Bawumia. So Abusian Yam Kona Yamkotie and no any analysis upon analysis just what the Ghana mountains. So
now Sami come about deficits. I see one economy no another. Look, when it comes to managing the economy, the prowess of Dr. Bawumia and John Dramani Mahama is like the difference between day and night. John Dramani Mahama had the opportunity to be an acting president in this. No, first of all, he was a vice president for about 3.5 years. And then became acting president for about 7 or 8 months. JM then went ahead to become Ghana's president. For 8 years, he was playing an integral role in the management of this country. 8 good straight years. Both Dr. Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, people forget, are now in their 5th year. JM, in this country's history, for 8 good years, he was at the table. Now, Mitie Felix, almost the economy, the growth in India, it was 40 per 2012. They grew on the back of oil. Oil that was discovered by an MPP administration started commercial quantities production in 2012. That's what made
2010.
And
then the growth was in 2011.
Of course, because when you sell and all that, it will affect the economy. Yes. Obi, the biggest growth that time, GDP growth in the whole of Africa and the world. What happened? Check the graph. You see incompetence on display. It started dropping from 14%. Then it came to about 9. Then 8. Then 7. Then 4. Finally, with 8 years of an NDC administration, they dropped from 14% somewhere in 2012 all the way to 3.5. Economic growth is the surest indication of how activities are booming in a particular country. It tells you how opportunities are being created for jobs and also for wealth, and has an impact on the quality of life. And at JM, it was shrinking. But when you check the curve, something happened to the curve after 2016. The same curve turned around. Who turned it around? Is that gentleman, Dr. Bawumia, head of economic management team. Growth under JM before COVID struck, under Dr. Bawumia Akufo-Addo, average growth was about 7%. These are facts.
FM.
Our Ghana FM. Obi, your fiscal deficit. Now it was about 9.8%. Ghana, the above the primary balance. Uyi said debt a kaya demand trabium. Uyi sky yenya any day spending. Under JM, 3 consecutive years, primary balance was in the negative. It was a deficit. Uyi the chair. It says a sika na JM Jeno. The old did doors to change the OG. Uyi debts are same film. Scott best service debts. If you want to check whether a particular government is being reckless, you have to go and check their primary balance, because a card here ultimately be inherited. I was on financing the case Obi, because we have a two situation. Sika obe yidi service debt, and no liability. But if they want to judge how prudent you are, they will say put that one aside, remove debt servicing. That's where they talk about primary balance. Let's check at your inflows and grants, what comes into your hands. And let's see how much you spend. Once you are spending more than what comes into your hands, when they take away this, they call it primary balance. And at JM, it was negative for 3 straight years. Exams are one negative 0. You know it doesn't exist. But student are all my own cinema say negative 0. And it's not on record, but the catch a parents. So economic prowess of JM between JM and Bawumia is between like light and day. Under John Dramani Mahama, the cost of credit, central bank or the scammer banks in this Munji, rate was 25.5. John Dramani Mahama. If you come as an economist, now we enter country, the next car, the central bank, a bank, a Sadima banks, 25.5. What you say, they are in deep waters. Now, because we are businessman, now we go be a radio station. Now, I'm saying about 100 Ghana cedis. Sika Odi cap from day one is about 25 point. When cry is on the central bank. Now Uko banks all there, now they were doing average 29-30%. Now, can you compare John Dramani Mahama's cost of borrowing credit to Dr. Bawumia's cost of credit? Now, as we speak, it's about 14%, 30.5. Central bank policy rate. The cost of borrowing under John Dramani Mahama was back me use it Tembia Phyllis use it back breaking now. Just Omi, okay about exchange rate depreciation. If you look at the exchange rate depreciation over the 8 years that the NDC was there, anyone who does business in this country will tell you, say, hey, please, the exchange rate saw rapid depreciation of about 237% between January 2009 and December 2016. It moved from 1.22 to about 4.10. From January 2017 to date, the exchange rate has moved from 4.1 to about 6.2, representing depreciation of about 51%. The rate of exchange rate depreciation. Now listen, under John Dramani Mahama and Professor Mills, the CD never gained strength over the dollar. It depreciated over the 8 years. What we measure is the rate of depreciation, the rate at which the strength comes down. And when you compare James' management of the CD versus Dr. Bawumia's management of the CD, if you go to Adabraka, they will tell you GM is winning. Maybe if you come to Asylum and say MVP, go to Fitch, go to any economic player. If I go to SSB, go to Pricewater, ask them, how is the CD like under John Dramani Mahama versus Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Every banker in this country, every businessman will choose Bawumia over JM. The difference between JM's prowess and Bawumia is like light and day. Under John Dramani Mahama, a particular bank in this country, under GM as president, was giving about 600 million Ghana cedis to capitalize. Capital Bank. He watched as they used the money for funny things. Never see what how very, very serious. You have a bank that is struggling. You are a president. You decide to give them a bailout. You give the money to the same people who messed up the bank, and you go to sleep. Did he sleep deliberately or he slept consciously? That is for another day. But point I merely say, James come 600 million. I'm talking about the recklessness when it comes to economic money. Gave it to one bank. The bank chopped the money. Oh, you know what? Later when we came and we did the audit, guess what? The managing director of the bank, who was chilling under James, today has come to say in court, say, I'm ready to pay for the liabilities. Wow. So if Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia didn't come, if you are listening, Sankanana Mba, na Dr. Bawumia Niwa, anka 600 million, yo maisika, ya di manipa mawajet to say, no, we'll do it. Wow. If you compare the two, the difference is clear. Under John Dramani Mahama, they go to a place where budgets now, oh, Omusho Omusika Omunya, Obi. Any programs also sustain here. James, any cabinet meeting, and I'll catch them say, Mishama hold dear, a beer druno, mean teacher, nursing training allowance. But one and now, what now Jimmy said, not James per se, on nurses money. That was not his mind. His management of the economy was bad. He could not sustain payments. Into see obetwem, and I'm convocated so utwema, obetiu. Or see the best see a channel always say. All the data shows say he was going to opposition. No, so say then now you're too late. Obi, when we came under Dr. Bawumia as the head of the economic management team, he was able to apply the same resources and make it possible to restore what JM could not handle. Wow. If under JM a particular program had to be cancelled because it was difficult to sustain, and Bawumia makes it possible to sustain. If you're a nurse, you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. Who do you choose amongst the two? Look, all due respect to John Dramani Mahama, the far away he stays away from economics and modernization, the better for him.